Hello traders, Rich here, and here is a quick but detailed update on USDJPY. As usual, if you guys like the analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As you clearly see, USDJPY previously broke above this resistance area, so it's now acting as a support zone, and as price retests it, we'll be looking for trend following price setups. For now, USDJPY is sitting around a strong supply as we had an aggressive movement down from it. Of course, if broken upward, then a movement till our next supply and upper brown trend line would be expected, which is acting as a non-horizontal resistance. Of course, we can also draw a wedge pattern like this, but it doesn't really matter as it's an entire zone. So long story short, approaching a resistance now, looking for sell setups unless it's broken upward. We can see that from H4 time frame, we are currently stuck inside the range after this bullish trend. We can see it better from H4 time frame. We've got a big impulse movement, a small correction, a big impulse movement, and we are currently stuck inside this consolidation, which means that the bulls aren't strong enough to make another impulse movement just like previously. However, we are stuck inside the range, but that doesn't mean that the bears took over yet. For the bears to take over, we need to see a break below this entire range downward. That would be our trigger. For also known, I always highlight it like this. And when the sell is activated, the stop loss would be just above the previous high, which is also a head and shoulders, right? So it would be above the right shoulder, and we target a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio to have an edge over the market from a risk management perspective. Of course, meanwhile, and until the sell is activated, USDJPY can still break this zone upward. In this case, a trend following movement higher would be expected. Before we continue, I want to tell you about Tickmill. Tickmill is established in 2014 and is one of the leading Forex and CFD brokers with registered users from more than 200 different countries. Tickmill is a no-dealing desk and ECN broker regulated in many countries like the UK, Cyprus, and recently in South Africa. With Tickmill, you can trade a wide range of instruments, starting from Forex to indices, commodities, and even crypto. Most importantly, with very low spreads and trading fees. If you don't have an account yet, make sure to create one using my referral link in the description below to benefit from 5% discounts on your trading fees. And let's continue. As we clearly see, NZDCAD was around the resistance area, and if you remember from my last picture analysis, we were looking for sell setups around this zone because it was acting as a support zone. Then price broke it downward, and that's why we were looking for sell setups on its retest. Anyway, now price traded lower and is currently approaching a very strong demand zone as we had an aggressive movement upward from it. Moreover, it's also a support zone as we've got multiple rejections from it. So long story short, price rejected our resistance, currently trading lower, and we are looking for this bullish reversal setup. If you zoom into H4, we can't really add much except that the bulls took over here, we are bullish, then the bears took over here, now we are bearish, and so on. So for the bulls to take over, if you follow the same logic, we need to see a break above this high. However, as I mentioned from daily, as we approach this demand zone and around 0.8, we'll be looking for buy setup. So I would prefer for the buy to get activated around this zone. If you zoom into H1, we can see that we are currently trading inside this channel. We are bearish after breaking below this low. Then we made a classic retest and we traded lower. Anyway, as per my trading plan, I'll be waiting for a new swing high to form around the upper red trend line to consider it our trigger swing. As usual, for those who know me, I highlight it like this. And when this happens, of course, this is not a prediction, it's just what I would like to see so that the conditions as per my rules would be met. Then and only then I'll be buying NZDCAD. The stop loss would be just below the previous swing low, and we target a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio to have an edge over the market from a risk management perspective, which would be around the previous high. Of course, meanwhile, NZDCAD can still trade lower and form different shapes and maybe form a double bottom, inverse head and shoulders, but we've got the idea. We're approaching a support, looking for buy setups, sorry, a demand and a support obviously, looking for buy setups, and I want also a break above this trend line. Let's see if we will get this or any bullish reversal setup. That's it for NZDCAD. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.